I have been doing a long-term investigation on Kamala Harris and how she is going to destroy our world and the United States of America. I will be going over proof of how she has an agenda planned and how she is out to destroy the United States of America. She has been targeting my YouTube and my For You page. I think she has been targeting a lot of younger generation people to get votes and for people to like her. If you look something up of her on Google, nothing bad will pop up. I'm talking about nothing. You try to look for something bad, her stealing a pencil, anything, it does not pop up. She has been targeting me on my YouTube to try to push her agenda, trying to get me to vote for her. She has been popping up on news broadcasts, speech, everything. Here are some pictures of her targeting my YouTube page. I don't know if you guys have recently seen that Adin stream with Donald Trump. Very inspiring, very impactful. And I think it was very heartwarming for Donald Trump to go on Adin Ross's stream, just speak his mind. They were out there dancing. Adin Ross even gave Donald Trump his own custom Cybertruck. And Barron got introduced. XQC was there. It was very heartwarming and very nice. They went over some great details. Donald Trump did say Kamala Harris is very dangerous. This brings me to the influencer scam, because Kamala Harris is now jealous of Donald Trump going on Adin Ross's stream. She has sent the Secret Service to Kai Cenat, and Kai Cenat has been doing live streams in the back of U-Haul trucks and gas station delis in New York City, because the Secret Service has been contacting Kai Cenat for Kamala Harris to come on Kai Cenat's stream so she can say bad stuff about Donald Trump and just straight up just repeat the same things that she has been repeating over and over.
It really is good to be back in Wisconsin. It is so good to be back in Michigan. Listen, let me tell you, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. And listen, I am clear. The path to the White House runs right through this state. I took on perpetrators of all kinds. I took on perpetrators of all kinds and had a summer job at McDonald's. I had a summer job at McDonald's. So hear me when I say, so hear me, Detroit, when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. I know Donald Trump's type. And are we ready to fight for it? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win!
Trying to say that she will give us free Medicaid, saying that she will lower the prices of food and everything else, which she will not. She has not done anything with the border just so she could say all that. But Kai Cenat does not want to have any part of it. He has been doing live streams in the back of U-Haul trucks.
Penthouse in New York. Then on top of that, I got the Secret Service calling me 5 times. I don't know shit politics, man. I don't know nothing. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I don't give a okay? Listen, I had a bad that I've been trying to get on for like the last 3 years, the last 2 years that I haven't spoke to in like a year. I haven't spoke to this girl in so goddamn long, who gonna have the audacity to text me, we need you a part of the campaign. At first I was thinking she was talking about like a game, a video game, like a Modern Warfare game, or some or If not that, a clothing brand. I'm like, what campaign? Shorty gonna say, we're not gonna get into details. Say it right now. If there's some way, somehow, something was to go into where I do the stream of politics, I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm going to sit on my stream and say, why did you guys call me? Like, you know, I don't know. I've never did anything with politics. And these blogs are like trying to say, yo, we gotta do this shit. And it's all the top blogs. But I'm like, bro, since when?
But Kamala Harris isn't just going after Kai Cenat. She is going after every creator on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. If there was a MySpace, she would be after your account to pay you as much money, up to $50,000. She and her campaign will pay you to promote their democracy on your page. They are sending people receipts. I'm about to show a few pictures. This shows that they are sending emails. Here are some TikToks of people being sent these emails and this agenda for what they have to say in these videos in order to get paid.
Show you right now.
Kamala Harris picked Tim Walz. She picked Tim Walz to be VP. We're gonna win.
This is all fake. We can prove it. We can prove that it's fake and that it's all run from the DNC.
All right, guys, time for some drag queen story hour. So about a week ago, I received this email from a group called Palette Media or Palette Management. And basically what they were asking for is $1,500 for anti-Trump content on TikTok. So they basically sent me this kind of like creator brief with all the asks that they have and everything, and like do's and don'ts, like don't show any form of support for Donald Trump and his allies, gloat about Harris and her allies, attack Trump supporters for their intellectual or personal values. So they're basically creating division and paying for division online, which is crazy. So me being me, I was like, I kind of got to investigate this stuff. So I started like emailing back and forth with the lady. So I basically said, thank you for sending over. I will review. Is the Kamala campaign, is this for the Kamala campaign or for like a PAC's campaign? And basically I was able to investigate and find out that this is actually a campaign with Future Forward, which is kind of like one of the biggest super PACs, and they have like millions and millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars for advertisements for the Biden campaign and for the Harris campaign. So of course I looked them up and I found out all this information about all the money that they have, and yeah, you can look up them right here.
So this is embarrassing. Couple influencers, that doesn't mean like a massive campaign to try and astroturf them. Here I give you CBS News.
And Sunay says she was hired by Protect Our Care, a progressive advocacy group that relies on anonymous donors. She made a video warning about Trump's second-term agenda.
They almost help you script it, right?
Right,
Like,
definitely.
She takes their talking points and puts them into her own voice, saying she always discloses when she's being paid.
What's your rate?
So a video just for a creator in my size, an average can go from $3,000 to $10,000 depending, and upwards.
My wife was contacted by the exact same group because my wife has she's a nurse and she has like a medical community and healthcare and wellness following. And so they wanted her to hype up Obamacare, right? This is how it's done. It's so fraudulent. It's unbelievably fraudulent. It's unbelievably evil. It's so fake. I can't help myself.
A very interesting email. So for those of you who don't know, I am a critic of the current economy. And recently I've been posting my thoughts on the economy. And, you know, obviously it's not good. I'm not saying it's Trump's fault. I'm not saying it's Biden's fault. I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. But obviously Biden is president and the economy sucks. So, you know, naturally the blame lies on him. And some of these videos of me being extremely critical of the government have gone so viral that I was literally featured at 7 p.m. on primetime on Fox News the other night. And this morning I got an email from someone claiming to be from the Democratic Party. And they said, what would your rate be to post positive videos about Joe Biden? And I replied back, honestly, I know nothing about the economy. I don't pretend to know anything about the economy. And I know nothing about politics, and I'd rather stay out of it. After all, I'm just a normal guy. I'm not a politician. I'm not a conservative or a liberal talking point. I'm just a normal person. So they responded back, we understand you're not a fan of the Democrat Party right now. How much would it cost? I was like, you know what? I wonder how bad they want me to post this. 50 grand. And they said yes. For those of you that don't know anything about social media, I have another account that's massive. And like for brand deals on my 3 million follower account, I get like 5 grand. They offer me 50 grand for a video on this account with only like 400,000 followers? I'm not gonna lie, I was very, very tempted, but I didn't do it.
TikTok, like the spring semester of my senior year, and I was like, I finally have to start applying for law school, and then like, you know, female privilege, life is so easy for a, you know, woman. Obviously, I lucked out. I'm just kidding. I lucked out. And then, you know, TikTok was basically full-time for me. I think I was taking ads by the time I graduated college from like the Biden administration and Planned Parenthood and like dating apps and stuff. So it was like fully financially, you know, sustaining
So you were
me.
getting, the Biden administration was buying ads from you?
Yeah, I was doing full-on political propaganda.
She was, but she was nasty. She was a terrible person. And I walk in, and instead of saying, hello, thank you very much for doing this, they also said, Kamala's going to do it. But then Kamala said, she wants to do it because she can't talk to people. She can't answer questions. She hasn't done one interview. You know, she's not doing any interviews.
Yeah.
Because if she did one interview where a hard question's asked, she's incapable of answering it. But I walk in, and this woman starts talking about, she talked about, let's get rid of the elephant in the room. And she starts talking about racism and everything. I said, you didn't even say hello to me. And I'm doing them a favor by doing this. I'm doing this out of respect to the black community. And we're getting record numbers, as you know, in the black community. And she came across, you know, she's with ABC Fake News, which is one of the worst. ABC is one of the worst.
Right.
And she is horrible. So she was very nasty. Harris Faulkner was there. She was excellent. The other person I didn't know, she was okay. I wouldn't say she was great, but she was okay. But I did it, and it was quite a sensation. I see a lot of people think it was well handled. The woman was so rude.
So rude.
That, you know, it's hard to believe. You can walk into a thing, and I do them a favor, and I do this. Most people said, why are you doing it? I feel I have an obligation to do it. I want to look with it. You become the president for all of the people, not for a certain segment.
Correct.
Not even for just my, you know, they talk about my base. It's a very big base. But you become president for all of the people. So I feel you have an obligation to do that. Now, she's not doing anything. She's not doing any interviews because I don't believe she's capable. She starts, I don't know, she's strange. The whole thing is strange. Let's put it this way. Our country's in big trouble.
Yes, Kamala Harris is buying social engagements because whistleblower with over 3 million followers, as I just showed you, got sent one of these and he exposed them. That is just insane. To talk bad about the other party, paying people to talk bad, that is wild. Running for president, that is something you should not do. I think Kai Cenat did the great job of not getting involved in politics because it just leads to a big rumble. As the guy said, one of the top actors said not to get involved. He was at the Grammy Awards and he told everyone not to get involved in politics. And guess what this one guy did? I know you guys will see him from Night of the Museum and a lot of other movies. He got involved in politics. Let me play the clip for you.
Don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg.
And she's also a historic candidate. You know, it's going to be the first woman president. And that's incredibly exciting. And, you know, she's Indian, she's black, she's everything. You can be more than one thing. It's incredible. You know, I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish I was black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black. I just want to let you know I'm going to match your $150,000 donation. Everybody's got to get out and vote and donate. Get out there and vote and donate and like take advantage. This is such an important time right now, and this wave of energy that's happening, we got to keep going with it. So please do everything you can.
Now, on top of all this influencer and engaging, buying fake engagements and everything, Kamala Harris stole Joe Biden's YouTube channel to go live, try to get views for her campaign. Only 500 people joined, and this was right after the Adin Ross stream. This is just crazy. 500 people? Are you serious? And it's just her and Tim Walz. Oh man, he's worse than her, you know that? See, oh my gosh, let's get into Tim Walz. Now, Tim Walz has a dark history. Tim Walz actually got a DUI going 100 in a 50. Now that is manslaughter. That is considered manslaughter. And also in 1995, he actually abandoned his Marine Corps Navy being deployed into Iraq. What a shame. Did he know he was being deployed? Because I bet if he didn't know he was being deployed, he would have not abandoned that crew. Going to Iraq, knowing what has happened in Iraq is just terrible. I bet some of his crew actually had died, and that's actually an offense, and that should be considered horrible. Now he is VP-elect by Kamala Harris? What happened to Joe Biden? That's not all what Tim Walz has done. What he has done horrible recently was that he made where if you, like a child, you can have relations with that child. This is disgusting. And this should not be happening right now. This is what a democracy looks like. This is what a democracy literally is. Evil is coming upon our America. America does not deserve a democracy. And that's another thing. Democracy stands for demon crazy. They literally just took out the N and put a C and then put, oh my gosh, it's a demon crazy. A demon crazy is coming over America. A democracy does not deserve to be in America. America is not a democracy. America is not a democracy country. Okay? America is not a democracy. And it's getting turned into a democracy. That's not what it is. America is under great evil. And what Tim Walz is promoting is straight evil, and he should be in jail for this. Now, Joe Biden is way worse. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris works under Joe Biden. So they're basically working together. But Joe Biden doesn't really understand too much. So it's basically all Kamala Harris. Joe Biden I know this video is about Kamala Harris, but Joe Biden recently was on a phone call that got leaked. This is what he said. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below.
It's been revealed that the Biden camp requested that a Wisconsin-based talk radio station edit out the president's blunders from an interview earlier this week, something that civic media agreed to as part of the conditions of securing the interview with the president. Now we are watching this backfire. The unedited interview has been released, and just wait until you hear what the president said.
In addition to that, I have more blacks in my administration than any other president, all of the presidents combined, and major positions, cabinet positions. I don't know if they even call for their hanging or not, but they said they're convicted of murder.
There are no words. It is sad and it is cruel. The American people deserve better than this. Joe Biden is the laughingstock of the world, and each day it feels a little bit more painful.
Not just that. Check this clip out from court about Hunter and Joe Biden's phone call.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Did Hunter Biden ever take a call from Joe Biden while at the Peninsula Bar in New York?
Yes, he did.
During this call, did Hunter Biden update Joe Biden on progress in landing a business partnership with Harvest Fund Management?
Yes.
Okay. Was Harvest a $300 billion Chinese financial services company closely tied to the Chinese Communist Party?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Is Hunter Biden involved with Harvest?
Hunter Biden is involved in Harvest in two ways: through BHR, which is the fund.
Yes or no? Was Hunter
Biden
Biden involved with Harvest? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. As part of the deal,
extensive emails to that effect.
As part of the deal, did Hunter Biden want the company to reserve a board seat for Joe Biden?
Yes.
Okay, did Henry Zhao, a Chinese businessman, want assurances Joe Biden would join the board? Yes or no?
Yes, he did.
Okay, did
He's
Hunter
expressed
Biden...
that in
Yes! Joe Biden is working with the Chinese government. You heard that? Hunter and Joe Biden are working with the Chinese government in business. What is this business about? I don't think we should be involved with the Chinese government at all because they are a democracy. We are not a democracy, okay? Kamala Harris is not black. Just because you have a rapper with street cred come and perform at your campaign, whatever, does not mean you're black. Megan Thee Stallion performing for Kamala is just inappropriate. Rude, definitely not what a president should do for running for president. When she talks like she's black, it just gears my grinds because she is Indian, not black. Check this video clip out from when she was talking Southern at a Georgia campaign in her speech thing. She was in Georgia talking like she was not talking black. She was talking like a Southern white folk. Check this out.
And you all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Yes, we will. Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk. Or as my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
Now, check this clip out of her talking black at an Atlanta speech thing going on.
Do I see people testifying? Can I get a witness?
Hello, everybody. Oh, it's wonderful to be in Jacksonville. Duval.
They know when we vote that we vote for justice, we vote for fairness. They know we know what's on the ballot in 2020. Justice is on the ballot in 2020. Economic justice is on the ballot in 2020. Criminal justice reform is on the ballot in 2020. We know what we have at stake, and we know our power, and that's why we will vote every day until election day and get this thing done.
When you say you're Indian and you're running for Indian stuff your whole political life, just because you're trying to turn president doesn't mean you're supposed to just see whoever's in front of you and act off that. See, what Kamala Harris does is whoever is in front of her, she tries to make them happy. She tries to go along and she tries to match their vibe. So when she's in front of a black crowd, she acts black. When she's in front of a redneck crowd, she acts redneck. When she's in front of a white crowd, she just acts. When she's in front of Indian people, she has so much in common because she was Indian. Check this clip out of her in 2019 making Indian food and claiming that she is only Indian.
Okay, so what we're going to cook today is an Indian recipe. Yes. Because you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes. You look like the entire one half of my family.
Okay, thank you.
You do.
I've been telling people
You
we're
do.
related already,
Yeah.
so this is perfect. It's basically true. And so, were you raised eating South Indian food?
Now check this out for when she was running for the first Indian vice president. But check this out, and she has nothing said about being black.
And certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Knock wood.
Kamala Harris, attorney.
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. As they say, they not like us.
They not.
I'm finna go vote for Kamala Harris right now. Sorry, I just want to make sure my black listeners know that they should vote for her. And apparently the only way they can understand why they should vote for her is if I speak in Ebonics. So again, I'm going to just keep that going. Girl, whew, thank goodness we have upon us a strong black candidate. So here's the deal. You have Kamala Harris, and she was throughout her entire political life a very proud Indian woman. And that makes sense because in case you didn't know this, Kamala Harris, despite being some percentage of black, her father is not fully black, her mother is fully Indian. She grew up with just her mother because her parents divorced when she was either 4 or 7, when she was very young. You know, she wouldn't have quite memory of her father. That's why she doesn't speak about her black father. So it is an absolute absurdity to suggest that Kamala Harris grew up in an environment where she was being impacted by black culture. I'll show you a couple of pictures of her, by the way, growing up. There she is. This is her as an adult, obviously, with her mother, and perhaps, I'm guessing, her sister, not entirely sure. Here is another photo of Kamala Harris with her mother, and her mother looks very Indian to me. Her mother looks like Princess Jasmine, exactly like Princess Jasmine's hairstyle, right? Here she is. Yep, traditional Indian upbringing that Kamala Harris had. And I want to be clear, Kamala Harris, like I said, loved being an Indian woman because it helped her when she was running for various positions. And when she became a senator, she got to applaud the fact that she was the first Indian American. She was so proud of her heritage as an Indian her entire life. I'm just going to jog your memory by showing you just a couple of clips of how the news covered her, because this is how she was running. Take a listen.
California's Kamala Harris is the first Indian American U.S. senator.
And California's Attorney General Kamala Harris has scripted history as she won the U.S. Senate seat from the state, becoming the first Indian American to achieve this feat.
And certainly you could become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
I think she was speaking a different language. She was very excited. Anyways, that was Kamala Harris before she found out that she had to go black. She had to go black.
For y'all Democrats, start trying to play the race card. I want y'all to understand this. Kamala is not black. Her kids is not black. Her husband is not black. She does not come from black culture. So don't tell me I got to support Kamala Harris because she black.
Kamala Harris just has a family full of thugs and villains and the thugs. She is surrounded by the worst people. Her nephew was a musician or an influencer. He ended up doing 6 hate crimes to the government. He's been getting arrested. He's been going in and out of rehab, and he is just going down the wrong path from success to homelessness. This is her nephew. Here are a few pictures of him right here. Here are the news articles of what he had done. Very horrible. Why he got canceled and why he should stay canceled. Kamala Harris is a literal demon from hell. I mean, haven't you guys just seen the pictures of her with black eyes and literally shape-shifting? In the end times in the Bible, it says that there is going to be a lady and she is going to rise out to the sea, and there's going to be 2 demons. Revelations 13. She is evil and she is that demon.
Kamala Harris, she's running for the vice presidency. I call her Miss Lock Up a Brother, for when she was the AG in California, a Negro knew, a black man knew that he was dead in the water. He was dead in the water. Matter of fact, you don't need a trial. You might well go into jail if you appear before her, because she took pride in locking up black folk. And now all of a sudden she's trying to be sister girl. I'm telling it. Check out her record. She locked us up left and right. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes, you did, Kamala, however I should pronounce it, you did. And now we're supposed to forget all that stuff And she boasted in California that she was one of the first. I got the tape queued, but my time's up today. One of the first I showed you Thursday night to perform a same-sex marriage. Y'all want to see it? You want to see it? Let it rip.
Let the rings exchanged and the vows declared symbolize your commitment, sincerity, and affection.
Yeah.
And may your love never falter.
May your love never falter.
By virtue of the power and authority vested in me by the state of California, I now declare you spouses for life.
Cut. Now that is who's supposed to deliver us. Now, are you crazy? I like what Maya Angelou says. She said, when the people show you who they are, believe them. That's Kamala. And let me tell you, anybody who's trying to turn America into Sodom and Gomorrah is not good for the nation, she's not good for the state, and she ain't good for black folk. Born male, women born female. We need real people. Ow! Somebody shout something to God. They have their agenda. This is why they're trying to stay home, don't go out, stay home. They're trying to break your mind so that they can get in place and promote open borders, which would flood the country with illegals while they take the rest of the job that black folk used to have. They want to bring in socialism and Marxism, forms of government that teaches that God is not the deliverer and that our rights do not come from God, but that government is God and that we must serve the state. It is Antichrist. That's what's behind, praise the Lord, keeping all this stuff going. You think people are just protesting? Have you ever asked them, why are you protesting? Why are you still doing it? What's wrong now? Oh, they're being paid to do it. They're being paid to do it. George Soros is financing Antifa, and they've given Black Lives Matter millions of dollars, hundreds of millions. Any black businesses seen that money? Any of the black communities seen that money? Any black kids trying to go to college seen any of that money? If you read what they say they're for, they don't mention the black male one time. They're not for the black male, and you can't have a black community without the black male. Preach wooden. They say that they are trained Marxists. They are not for you. They are not for me. This is the spirit of Antichrist, and I will not allow the devil to break my mind. You won't break my spirit, for I heard the Lord say, no weapon.
Number 13 in prophecy. She's got 13 stripes, 13 stars. She started with 13 colonists, 13, everything's 13. Appears in the 13th chapter of Revelations even. She's 13 and she's a woman nation. Thus saith the Lord, there'll be a woman ruler for the empire. She'll either be president, vice president, or it'll be the Catholic Church as a woman. I've seen her, a great woman. The nation bowed to her. It'll be one before the end time. These three curtains, I say this in the name of the Lord, don't you forget it. There's an iron curtain, a bamboo curtain, and a purple curtain. Watch that purple curtain. Amen. Keep your eye on that. Oh my, how we see now the Antichrist beginning to unfold itself, taking a hold in the nation. Thus saith the Lord. Write it down and find out, you young people, if it happens. If it isn't, I'm a false prophet.
Interesting. Did you hear what he said? He described the lady that will become, he said, she will either be president or vice president. All right? And described her in purple. Now, at the inauguration, Kamala Harris wore purple. How could William Branham in the 60s help her prepare to wear purple on that day? And he says, this will happen before the end time. Then he said to the young people, watch and see. He said, if it doesn't happen, then I'm a false prophet. He said to the young people, because he knew it will happen in their days. They're the ones who will see it. And that's exactly what has happened. And then he says, we're seeing the Antichrist. Now, he's not calling Kamala Harris the Antichrist. No, he's talking about the work of the Antichrist in preparation at that period. And that this is certainly a major sign. A major sign of the last days in association with the work of the Antichrist.
Now, anybody who supports killing babies and killing little babies and just babies in general and killing people is not godly at all. I'm telling you, these are the times to be praying. You need to pray right now that we do you need to be praying, okay? You need to be praying right now, because if this happens, abortion, gay marriage, LGBTQ, she also wants to confiscate everyone's guns. Oh my gosh. You know, I didn't even know what woke stands for. Did you guys know that woke stands for lesbian, gay, and like transgender and stuff? I did not know that. That's what woke means. I thought woke is when you see, like with your third eye type stuff. No, this whole time it's meant being gay. I did not know that, and you guys deserve to know that. Quit saying you're woke because it means you're gay. And here is the literal definition for woke on the Google, right here. She be talking about that way too much. And then when she laughs, literally like a demon, and hear this video I'm about to show you.
You know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke. Yeah.
Kamala Harris is promoting a bad influence on the children. One, she is promoting sex change, demons. She has no religion at all, and she does not promote no religion, and she does not promote the godly stand forth of the Christian ways. She does not promote anything godly. She is of evil. And if you guys see anything of her, you guys will know that she is literally evil, and you can see right through her if you know. If you don't know, then you don't know. But if you have seen them eyes, then you will know. I'm just saying, no abortion, killing babies full time, that is demon. Killing babies full time is literally demonic. Promoting this to the children of being gay is okay. No, it's not okay. And it's bad. And she is going to make everyone get the mark of the beast. The vaccine, oh my gosh. Have you guys not seen the videos of her telling you to get the vaccine? Here's that clip real quick.
When you get vaccinated, you are not just protecting yourself. You are protecting your family. You are protecting your neighbors. You are protecting people you may never meet. Getting vaccinated is about building the power of community. Getting vaccinated is about building the power of our country. And we can do this, Georgia. I know we can do this. So let us work together and do everything that we know is within our power to get in front of this thing. And then let's translate that power into everything else that is before us in terms of the unfinished work that needs to be done.
And then people started getting side effects, like they started feeling weird, and you would see the people in the car spazzing out, like, you know? Oh, now they come out with a health video saying that it's, you know, you get headaches, the chills, fatigue after receiving this vaccine.
They do provoke an immune reaction, and that causes symptoms. And that shouldn't be confused with being harmful or being unsafe. It's actually what the vaccine's intended to do. And those symptoms include things like having muscle aches, having chills, having a headache, feeling tired. These are symptoms that people are very likely to experience after these vaccines for up to 2, sometimes up to 5 days at most. They're not harmful, but they will be concerning to people if they're not expecting them.
And now, here's a clip of 2 nurses showing that they will get it. Look at the needle. The needle's not even pushed in all the way. It's all gone. They done used it all before they got it in them. Look at this. This is just crazy evidence.
University Medical Center about this video of a nurse who appears to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. In this video, it appears the syringe is actually empty, and the plunger at the top has already been.
She is a demon, and she is literally going to make hell on earth for everybody. Do you guys see what's happened in Brazil? They have all the money spread across the ground. She is going to do that to the United States of America. She is going to have the money make no profit. She is going to get rid of the US dollar. Profit, worth. She is going to destroy America, and she is a demon from hell, and Tim Walz is just as demonic as her and Joe Biden. And with her saying that she is going to let all the border was supposed to be her job. And you know what she did? She just kept it open. She just kept it open. Look at what she says about getting rid of ICE, the U.S. Immigration Services. This is what ICE stands for. It helps keep the immigrants in line and keeping the illegals out of the United States. This is what she says about ICE.
The rally you just held were people standing there saying, abolish ICE.
Yeah.
Is that a position that you agree with?
Listen, I think there's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE and its role and the way that it is being administered and the work it is doing. And we need to probably think about starting from scratch, because there's a lot that is wrong with the way that it's conducting itself, and we need to deal with that.
Breaking news for you. This has been a busy morning already. We are going live to pictures from Washington, D.C., and the latest report is that there have been immigrants by bus dropped off at Vice President Kamala Harris's residence. This is just outside her home. You can see from these pictures dozens, I would say more than 100. I don't know if there are multiple hundreds of people outside on the lawn there, but not a small number of people outside, not the White House, but Vice President Harris's home address. You are looking live in Washington, D.C. This is the latest breaking news, potentially another contention between Governor Greg Abbott of Texas and the northeastern cities that he has deemed a home for those who have crossed illegally into the country, getting the attention of the federal government. That's what he says his intentions are, to make sure that they know exactly what border towns along our border with Mexico are actually dealing with. The inundation of people, a lack of resources. Washington, D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser has now asked for the federal government to step in. They have not taken any action yet, but Mitch, this is certainly the sight to see, all of these people just standing around on the front yard of the Vice President of the United States.
Yes, this is the Naval Observatory there in Washington.
Say that one more time.
This is the Naval Observatory there, and that is the official residence of the Vice President. So Kamala Harris is living and working there, and these immigrant buses have been dropped off right there. They've been put in her lap, essentially. It seems like this is an increasingly aggressive campaign, not only from Governor Abbott, but you just heard Dre Clark's report about migrants being sent to Martha's Vineyard. Now, that's an island, so he's flying them from Florida on a plane to Martha's Vineyard. Now you have immigrants being dropped off in front of the vice president's residence. The goal of these border governors is to bring this issue home to people that don't usually have to deal with it. Governors Abbott in Texas, Ducey in Arizona, now DeSantis in Florida have been saying for months this shouldn't be just our problem. And in the last 3 or 4 months or so, they have decided it's not just going to be our problem. And you are seeing evidence of that at the Naval Observatory, the residence of the Vice President Kamala Harris right now.
Quote unquote border czar. Vice President Harris was not a border czar.
Meantime, Vice President and border czar Kamala Harris facing some backlash.
What he said about Harris and immigration was not true. She was never appointed border czar.
And this will be her first visit to the U.S.-Mexico border region since she was appointed as the border czar by President Biden.
People are going to have to counter the misinformation. You already hear folks talking about the border czar. She wasn't the border czar.
President Biden tapped Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, to be the border czar.
Now, she wasn't the border czar. That's what Republicans labeled her.
They were very critical of Kamala Harris, especially in her role as border czar.
Now what she's up against is folks lying about her border record, calling her a border czar.
Kamala Harris, who was appointed as the border czar.
The Biden team didn't declare her the border czar. They wanted her to work on kind of the root causes of immigration.
There has been so much criticism against Kamala Harris. You know, she was the border czar.
Calling her sort of the border czar, which wasn't necessarily the case.
So the border, if they weren't planning to address it in a major way, do not make her your border czar. She met with some of the Northern Triangle countries, but nothing has effectively changed.
Meet your new Democratic nominee, Kamala Harris.
Why would you nominate her? Wasn't she the border czar over all of this?
She was never the border czar.
The border czar.
Don't you have all these articles saying she was in this document from Congress.gov?
No. You are forgetting that she was the border czar.
You're forgetting it.
Oh, fine, okay. Well, what about this bail fund for rioters in 2020 that she promoted?
She never donated to a BLM bail fund.
Ow, I literally have her tweet promoting the exact bail fund right here.
No, you do not.
She said we have to defund the police.
No, she didn't.
What? It was like her whole platform.
No, it wasn't.
You're denying things we all saw. There are records.
No, there aren't.
She was ranked the single most liberal senator in the country.
No, she was not.
You can't gaslight voters into...
Kamala Harris is conservative.
What?
She was ranked the most conservative senator.
How can you erase her entire history?
And then she got asked if she is ever going to be to the border, and guess what she says? Well, I haven't been to Europe, so why should I go to the border? Check this video clip out.
Okay. Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, you know, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
I'm going to show you a graph from 2018 to 2023. The low point is 2018. When democracy started coming into America, you see it going up. That's it going up. That's like democracy coming its way into America. And that's the illegals coming into America every year. That's how bad the border has gotten. It was supposed to be Kamala's job to do the border. It's turned into this. It's gotten worse. And the thing is, she does smoke marijuana. She has lied about smoking it when she got asked to her face, and then she laughed when she was on the Breakfast Club saying that she has smoked. And then when she was a corrections officer back in California, she has put over 5,000 people in jail for smoking marijuana. She is such a hypocrite, and she does not stand for anything she says. Here is the video of the Breakfast Club interview where she has said that she does smoke.
When they asked her if she was pro-legalizing marijuana, she said, "Of course I smoked marijuana. Half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me?" Well, her own father had a problem with that. But listen to what she said on the Breakfast Club.
You oppose legalizing weed.
That's not true.
I know.
And look, I joke about it, half joking. Half my family's from Jamaica. Are you kidding me?
You ever smoked?
I have.
Okay. Like
And I inhale. I did inhale.
It's really hysterical for the former attorney general of that state to talk about doing something illegal, laughing about it, giggling about it, and trying to get some traction for it. Among the people that were upset by it, her dad, Donald Harris, from Jamaica, an economics professor at Stanford University, says this: "My dear departed grandmothers, as well as my deceased parents, must be turning in their grave right now to see their family's name, reputation, and proud Jamaican identity being connected in any way, jokingly or not, with the fraudulent stereotype of pot-smoking, joy-seeking, and in pursuit of identity politics." Man, wow, what a blast at his daughter who wants to be the next president.
No kidding. He added, and he had sent this statement to Jamaica Global Online. He said, "Speaking for myself and my immediate Jamaican family, we wish to categorically disassociate ourselves from this travesty." The campaign had no comment as of yesterday.
And now she has said that she has listened to Tupac and Snoop Dogg too. But the thing is, when she was little, Tupac and Snoop Dogg weren't even around when she said she listens to them.
Then this exchange happened.
What does Kamala Harris listen to?
What were you listening to when you was high? What was on? What song was it?
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, definitely Snoop. Tupac. For sure.
People quickly jumped on what they saw as a contradiction, given that Tupac and Snoop Dogg were not producing music while she was in college. Harris graduated from Howard University in 1986 and later got her JD from the University of California in 1989. Tupac's debut album, Tupacalypse Now, came out in 1991, and Snoop's first album, Doggy Style, followed a few years later in 1993. So, if you're just listening to this piece on the radio, it sounds like Harris's memory is mixed up. Or maybe she lied about what her stoner jams were in an attempt to sound cool at a time when more and more Democrats, and even a few Republicans, are on board with legal weed.
You know, I'm not big into marijuana. I've smoked it twice in my life when I was very young, and the result for me was I did a lot of coughing.
I made bad choices. I got high without always thinking about the harm that it could do.
Well, you know, like most Americans over the last 10 years, people's opinion on this issue have evolved.
I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it.
She has lied about listening to Snoop Dogg, Tupac, smoking marijuana. She has put people behind bars for smoking. Here is all the evidence that you need for all of that.
If you know, before I was elected as vice president, before I was elected as United States Senator, I was the elected Attorney General, as I've mentioned, of California. Before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor.
Harris did was a little bit more than irritating, right? Because remember, this is the same woman who prosecuted tens of thousands of black people for smoking marijuana.
In 2008, I was framed for murder and wrongfully convicted by the office of Kamala Harris, sentenced 50 to life in prison. It took me 5.5 years to ultimately get back in the trial due to prosecutorial misconduct, and it took me another year to go to my second trial, to which I was vindicated by a jury of my peers. When I got convicted, Kamala Harris was in the courtroom. When I got sentenced 50 to life in prison, Kamala Harris was in the courtroom. When I looked back and I seen her, she was smiling. And she did that stupid laugh that she do right now. Ain't funny.
Kamala Harris cannot answer a simple question at all. Here are some video clips of her just saying the same thing over and over, not even answering the question when she is asked a simple question. She cannot even answer anything. She can't answer anything. She can't have the most intelligent conversation. And that's why Donald Trump cannot actually have a physical verse off with her, because she will not do it. He showed up to a speech to really rally with her, but she didn't even show up. And that was a few years ago. Here are some video clips of her not answering simple questions.
I want to know who's the real president of this country. Is it Joe Biden or Joe Manchin?
I'm sorry, I interrupted. I don't think the vice president can hear you. It's Simone. I'm so sorry, Charlamagne. We have to wrap.
She can hear me.
You can hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me, Madam Vice President?
So I'm sorry, we got to wrap.
Oh.
So I'm sorry to interrupt.
They're acting like they can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, so who's the
I
real?
can hear you.
So who's the real president of this country? Is it Joe Manchin or Joe Biden, Madam Vice President?
Come on, Charlamagne.
Come
on. It's Joe Biden.
I can't tell sometimes.
No. It's Joe Biden, and don't start talking like a Republican about asking whether or not he's president.
Do you think Joe Manchin is a problem?
It's Joe Biden, and I'm vice president, and my name is Kamala Harris.
This one should be easy. What's your job? What is the actual role on a daily basis as you have found it?
Well, I have the great privilege of serving with Joe Biden, who was president of the United States. And was vice president, right?
Does that affect it? Does he understand what it's like to be a vice president?
He does, and he really is a true partner. He's an extraordinary leader. Really is. Really is.
That's an excellent answer. And the question was, what is the job of the vice president? So that could have been better. What about something easier? What do you love about America?
There's so much. There's so much. And you're right. And I have the blessing and privilege of traveling all over our country. I meet people who are just the people who are the ones who are the most optimistic about what is possible. I look at who we are. We believe in freedom and liberty as Americans. And we fight for it.
Is Kamala rebranding as Reagan? Freedom and liberty across America? No one's buying it. So Kamala is falling back on her resume. When she ran for president, she was always talking about being a prosecutor. Remember, she was going to prosecute the case against Trump, lock him up. And she dropped that brand once people started adding up the numbers and figured out Kamala locked up about 2,000 people for smoking dope. The left didn't like that. But now prosecutor Kamala is back.
As you know, most of my career I spent as a prosecutor, as a former prosecutor, and again as a former prosecutor.
The U.S. is experiencing record inflation, the worst in 30 years, way beyond expectations. OPEC didn't increase oil production. Can you tell us a little bit about how you would prevent the new spending in your Build Back Better agenda from exacerbating the problem? And also, what else are you going to do to fix this problem with inflation?
All right, thank you. Well, let's start with this. Prices have gone up. And families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up. That's about having to stress and stretch limited resources. That's about a source of stress for families that is not only economic, but is on a daily level, something that is a heavy weight to carry. So it is something that we take very seriously, very seriously. And we know from the history of this issue in the United States that when you see these prices go up, it has a direct impact on the quality of life for all people in our country. So it's a big issue, and we take it seriously.
Kamala Harris is an alien trying to take over our world. She is an evil alien hidden in a human. She's shape-shifted into a human woman, and now she is taking over America. If you guys haven't seen some weird pictures of her that looks like she's an alien, I'm about to show right here.
Creep on in, on in, on in.
Why is her neck so stiff and funny looking?
Earth was created by a group of giant aliens, known as the Engineers. However, the Engineers grew displeased with humans and created a version of the Xenomorphs, aka the aliens, to destroy us. At one point, archaeologist Elizabeth Shaw says, "They created us, then they tried to kill us. They changed their minds. I deserve to know why." The why is simple. We failed them and killed those they sent to help guide us. The human species is a failed experiment that they want to end. And we know that 2,000 years ago is when the Engineers made the decision to destroy us. What significant event happened on Earth 2,000 years ago? The crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Perhaps Jesus himself was an emissary sent by the Engineers to guide us. When humans even turned on him, the Engineers knew we were irredeemable as a species and decided to destroy us. Sound crazy? Consider the Christian symbolism. Shaw herself is infertile, and yet she becomes pregnant with one of the aliens. And when does this birth happen? Christmas Day. The name of the planet itself is a clue. LV-223 corresponds to Bible passage Leviticus 22:3, which states that if people are unclean when they approach the sacred offerings, then they are cut off from God. The Engineers are our gods. We became unclean when we sacrificed Jesus, their sacred offering. Now, we're being cut off from them. Jesus attempted to save humanity through self-sacrifice. When the Engineer ship, which is full of aliens, is headed towards Earth to destroy us, Captain Janik and his crew sacrifice themselves to save humanity by crashing into the Engineer ship. All three have their arms raised over their heads, with Janik elevated in the middle of his two crewmen, the exact same position as Jesus and the two thieves when they were crucified at Calvary. And it's not an accident that Shaw is wearing a crucifix about Genesis, which is the creation of life on Earth. Will the upcoming sequel be Revelation, the end of life?
She has seduced all these political people and she has slept her way to the top. She has literally swept her way to the top. Kissing. If you look up on Google, Kamala Harris kissing people, there is a bunch of pictures of her kissing random people, random politicians. She literally has been sleeping her way to the top. And that's the only way a woman can actually become president. These aliens are getting crazy. I mean, have you guys not seen that?
Time that someone tried to interject the truth about Kamala, which is that she slept her way to the top. It's a fact. She was with some 6-year-old man, got her start in the political career, and they would go, "Oh my gosh, how dare you say this? That's so sad."
She has slept her way to the top, and she has nothing to do with this. She thinks us 18 teenagers, she thinks teenagers, 20-year-olds are all stupid, but she needs our vote because older people are not gonna vote for her. She needs our vote. She's trying to trance us, put us in a trance by showing up on our YouTube for yous to tell us that we're stupid, right? To our face, right? But she needs our vote. Look at this video clip where she is telling us generation, my generation, you guys who are watching this video are stupid. She's basically not calling us just the 18 or 24-year-olds stupid. She is calling everyone stupid, because if you call any American stupid, you are calling all Americans stupid, okay? Here's that video clip.
What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. That is why we put them in dormitories, and they have a resident assistant. They make really bad decisions.
Lastly, just inflation. Kamala Harris is not going to raise inflation. Here is a Dr. Phil Bidenomics lesson, just to show you what Bidenomics is.
Electricity, 25% increase. Auto insurance up 33%. Used cars up 35%. Hotels up 15%. Groceries. This matters, up 25%. And this is a big one. You need $11,434 additional just to maintain the same living standard that you had in 2021. Did y'all get a raise?
No.
Between now and then? But that's what's happening. Rent is up 30%. Mortgage rates doubled. It's getting worse, not better. So what do you tell yourself about what you're going to do, how you're going to go about climbing out of this? Because we're headed in the wrong direction.
All that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, that is called Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics, and we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Kamala Harris is an evil alien trying to take over our world, saying that she's black when she's Indian, raising inflation more than it has. Kamala Harris is as left as you will get. She is the leftist. Our America does not deserve a democracy. America is not a democracy. I cannot express that enough. Whatever you do, if you can vote, and if you are going to vote, make sure you know who you're going to vote for, and make sure you know what you want in life, and make sure you know what America stands for. Not many of you know America's history and our history. It goes deep, and the rabbit hole is deep, and it goes so far. Kamala Harris is going to destroy that. She is going to destroy our life here on earth. She is the Antichrist. If you look in Revelations 13, she is the Antichrist. This is the end times. The Simpsons predictions are over. It's all bad, and we are in a doomsday cult. It is all going to be bad. Make the right decision. November 15th is going to be the day that you need to pray and get on your knees. I would be praying right now, and I would be asking the Lord for my sins right now if I were you. These are some crazy times. I wish you all good luck, amazing life. Be smart, be safe, be very safe, because they're out here watching us every day through our phones and everything. You need to watch out. You need to. This isn't just about Kamala Harris. This is about you and your survival and what you matter. And you matter in this world. And it all is up to you, and your vote counts. You know that, right? We have a demonic, evil, alien energy spirit coming over America, and we need all the angels and power and American power to fight this evil terrorist out of our government, because it is getting out of control. She is not black. She is an Indian from India. Of course her dad is black, but he does not like her at all. He does not like her at all. And I know you guys know that. You guys know that. You guys already know that. I hope you know that. Well, you know that now. I'm going to be linking a bunch of links in the description below for any help that can just motivate you and show you who Kamala Harris really is. Because if you search anything on Google for her, it will not pop up. Oh my gosh. She is trying to get influencers she's trying to pay influencers to talk bad about all the Republicans, whoever comes across their way. She just throws money in your face just so she can get your vote. That is not how it should be. Our government is not a democracy. Our government is not a democracy. It's a republic. The United States is a republic. And things are changing big time. No more Bitcoin. Those chocolates you eat on the weekend, no more chocolates on the weekend. It's all going to be Hail Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, okay? Because it's going to be like China, all right? Just like I showed you guys, Joe Biden literally has connections with the Chinese government. Now, what does that tell you about Kamala Harris? Kamala Harris works right under Joe Biden. I wish you guys good luck. This was a crazy video. I had to get this out before my interview and before, the whole documentary comes out. Thank you for watching. I hope you just make the right vote. Make the right vote. Know what you stand for. If you stand for killing babies, then vote for Kamala Harris. If you want to be gay, then vote for Kamala Harris. If you want to do all that, do it. There's a lot of people that do not want to be gay And there's a lot of people that don't want to lose their house, lose their job, lose their family, lose a job and the money that they have in the bank. I'm sure you don't, unless you want to live in hell forever and ever. I would pray right now and I would make the right vote, okay? I can't express that enough. Just please do good. I love y'all for watching and thank you guys for the support, for real. This has been awesome. Thank you guys, but I just can't express this enough. This is how Kamala Harris is evil, and she is going to destroy the United States and the world. She is an evil alien, as I showed you guys. Oh man, I just hope you guys listen. I love you guys. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Skrrr!